Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the future, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them hand make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang. And making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo! What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, in case you've been looking for AI trading assistance and AI trading tools to help you guys make some money, look no further. We have an award-winning tool. Yes, we actually do. We did receive an award. The 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There's my business partner and I at the Benzinga FinTech, the Benzinga Global FinTech Award ceremony, up on stage receiving that award. It's nice to see industry leaders like Benzinga recognizing us for what it is that we are doing, implementing AI technology into our platform and helping our retail traders from all over the world make money. We're not just about awards, though. We are also the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching on stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets, giving you free lessons, free analysis, trade ideas, commentary to help you guys become better traders, to help you guys make money. We have over 10,000 members in 114 different countries, truly a global community here at TTG. And you might be wondering, why should you pay attention to anything it is that we discuss on this channel? And it's not because I believe that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's because I was trained, fortunately enough, I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. My first job out of college was working at a fund in New York City, T3 Alpha Fund. They had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then 2008 happened, which was the Great Recession, the huge stock market crash. It was also the same year, though, that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. Like I said, over 10,000 in 114 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. We're not just about chat rooms and trade alerts, though, and courses. True Trading Group is a fintech platform that provides retail traders with tools and resources that they otherwise would not have access to. We have data partnership agreements directly with exchanges like the NASDAQ to provide us with level 3 data. We were actually were invited down to the NASDAQ just recently. My business partner and I were able to go down there. We got a whole tour of the facility. They let us participate in the closing bell. There we are participating in the closing bell or witnessing the closing bell. We were able to take a picture right there. That is the actual close for the NASDAQ. And then to celebrate our partnership agreement, they actually put our company name and logo up on their big LED screen in the middle of Times Square. It was a really great day for us. It was a great day for the community. It was a great day, great recognition. And it's a testament to the quality and the legitimacy of the platform that is True Trading Group, having, working directly with companies like Benzinga, companies like the NASDAQ, true leaders in the space of retail trading or trading in general. So it's nice to see. So like I said, subscribe to the channel. Welcome if you guys are brand new here. Let's get down to business and let's talk about how we're going to make some damn money together. Tomorrow's a big day. The labor report. In case you've been living under a rock the last couple of weeks, the markets are in a little bit of a pullback phase. No, the market's not crashing. This is just a pullback. I know it might feel crappy, but it's because most people really aren't used to pullbacks anymore. Because 2021, there really was no pullback at all. 2024, there really wasn't a pullback. It was a pullback that lasted like 3 days in 2024. It was like the Japanese yen carry trade, but that ended even faster than it happened. When you go back, it was right here. So literally the markets went down for 3 days, right? And then within 2 weeks was back to the high, the all-time high. So you really didn't, there really wasn't a real pullback. That was actually the last time I added to my long-term portfolio too, by the way, August 5th. August 5th was the last day that I did some buying in my long-term portfolio. And I got to be honest with you, some more buying is going to be coming up here pretty soon. I will be a buyer of some stuff over the course of the next couple of weeks. I don't necessarily know exactly, but listen, I've come into this year, and if you've been on this live stream for a couple of times, you probably heard me talk about it, but our members get market outlook reports every year where I let them know what I think the market's going to do for the year and the sectors that I'm going to be targeting and stocks that I'm going to be buying and everything else. In my market outlook report this year, I've been very vocal that I believe that we're going to have a correction. A correction is a greater than 10% decline from the high. The NASDAQ has already reached correction territory. The NASDAQ today was down 11% from its all-time high. The S&P, not quite. The S&P is not quite in correction territory yet. Still need a couple of percentage points for the S&P to get into correction territory. And that is the moment that I'm going to begin buying some stuff in my long-term portfolio. I am going to be buying a handful of technology names. I will specifically be targeting software names. I'll be targeting stocks like Palantir. I'll be targeting stocks like ServiceNow, stocks like Oracle, stocks like Cloudflare. I will probably also add to some of my cybersecurity names, CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, Fortinet. I will probably be initiating a position in Zscaler. I'm probably going to buy Starbucks. I'm going to buy Kava. I'm going to buy some utility energy names. I'm going to buy VST and CEG. What else? What else is on my list? I'm going to add to my NVIDIA position. I'm definitely going to add to my Tesla position. What else? Oh, I'm going to add to I'll probably buy some more Rubrik, the RBRK. So there's a laundry list. The point is I'm buying stuff, right? The point is I'm going to be buying stuff. Now, all my members will know exactly when I do. It's like I said, we're not just about day trading and swing trading at True Trading Group. We also cover long-term investing. So whenever I do make moves in my long-term portfolio, everyone's going to know about it. All right. But those are just a handful of names that I'm going to be buying. I'm probably going to buy some App 11. Also, App 11's down 50% from its all-time high. So I'm probably going to be buying some of those. I'm probably going to buy some of this too. I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to get App 11 down to like $200 somewhere in this region. Like I'm going to step in. I have no problem. I'm buying this thing down in here. I'm going to buy this thing down in here. So I have no problem. I'm going to step in against this 200-day moving average. This stock was $520 3 weeks ago. Now it's at $260. It's literally down 50%. So right here, I'm buying some. I have no problem with that. I like all these software names. I think that the next couple of years is going to be kind of the golden age of software. And if you guys don't want to be bothered with the volatility of individual stocks, IGV is a wonderful ETF. That is a software ETF. It is extremely diversified. It's an extremely diversified ETF, and you guys can see that clear as clear can possibly be. Just this level that used to be resistance. Okay, that was the all-time high. Right there it is. And this is as clean of a cup and handle that you'll probably ever see. And then now there's the retest. of that previous high. And here's the 50-day moving average on the weekly chart, actually. And right here is the buy point, right? Right there is your buy point. And then over the course of the next couple of weeks, you look for it to bounce back. And then, over the next couple of years, you continue on to make new highs. So if you don't want the volatility of the individual stocks, because software names in general are very volatile. They are. Right. So they're all of these high growth names that move around like crazy, like Snowflake, like 11% today, AppLovin, 18%, Palantir, 10%, CrowdStrike, 5%. It's another one, Cloudflare, 8%, ServiceNow, 5%. This is one day. I mean, these are the moves they made literally in one day. So I'm going to be looking to scoop up a lot of these stocks, over the course of the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to be targeting like kind of the low 800s on ServiceNow. Cloudflare, I'm probably going to be buying this thing, honestly, 120 to 130, somewhere in that region. I really like the 120s. We'll see if I'm fortunate enough to get this into the 120s. I already told you AppLovin. I'm going to try to grab AppLovin around like 200, 220. Palantir, I'm going to try to grab Palantir, some in the 70s. Kava, I'm trying to buy Kava, probably in the 70s as well. Starbucks, honestly, you can probably grab some right now. But I would say like 102 to 104, 105, which is right where the stock currently sits. Stock's currently at 105. So these are just some of the names that I'm going to be buying. Now, mind you, I already own all of those stocks that I'm mentioning. Well, not all of them, most of them. I already own most of those stocks that I'm mentioning to you, that I just mentioned to you. But I am going to be increasing my position size in them. And NVIDIA, I'm just going to try to get NVIDIA a little bit closer to 100. My buy point in NVIDIA is 95 to 100. So really just right in this area here. And I think it's possible that we can get down there, and then that's where I'm going to add to my NVIDIA position. Tesla, honestly, it's right here. I mean, this is the spot for Tesla. 260, 250. The 250s, that's going to be my spot where I'm going to step in. I'm going to add to my Tesla position. All right. So these are just a handful of stocks that I'm going to be adding to here pretty soon. And, you might be wondering, well, why are you adding to stuff if the world is ending? It's because I don't believe the world is going to end. In the market outlook report coming into this year, I said that I believe that we were going to have a growth scare this year. I believe we were going to have a correction. A correction is a 10% or greater decline in the markets. Corrections are actually incredibly common. Corrections happen every like 1.3 or 1.4 years. It's actually more uncommon to not have a correction than it is to have a correction. And the markets were just priced for the valuations were way too high. Following the election, you had this huge gap up, and the markets just rallied to new all-time highs. And valuations got so incredibly stretched, where you were at 22 times forward, 26 times trailing PE, and those are historically very high levels. So you needed the markets to really come off. People want to blame it on tariffs, or I think it's a culmination of a few different things. I think it's the market pricing in risk of uncertainty, because there's a lot of things that are happening that are headwinds. And what are they? Well, the uncertainty of tariffs is one. Inflation moving higher over the last 5 months, 6 months. Let me see, September, October, November, December. 6 months. Inflation been moving higher for 6 months. But inflation been moving higher for 6 months. I'm pretty sure that the August CPI print, which we got in September, I believe, was 2.4. That was the low. We've just gone up ever since. It was 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.8, 2.9, 3.0. It's just gone up. So inflation has been moving higher for the last several months. The labor market is beginning to weaken, right? You have a lot of people, a lot of federal employees that are losing their jobs. I don't believe that there's going to be enough jobs in the private sector to absorb that job loss on the government side. And that's going to lead to a weakening of the labor market and an increase in the unemployment rate. And that's going to make people scared of a possibility of a recession. You've heard over the last 2 or 3 days, a lot of discussion around recession. You've heard a lot of people use that word all of a sudden when you hadn't heard that word for quite some time. Now, all of a sudden, people are talking about recession again. The odds of a recession have gone up to 39%. We were down in the 20s. Now we're at 39%. A lot of different, analysts and investment banks are talking about, well, now we're on recession watch. We weren't before, now we are. And that's exactly what a growth scare looks like. I believe that this is going to be a run-of-the-mill textbook growth scare that does not lead to a recession, but sees the economy slow. And that causes the correction, but does not lead to a bear market. That's why I'm going to be a buyer down 10% plus. Now, maybe I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, I'll buy more as we fall into recession, if that it does turn out to be the case. I just don't think it's going to be the case. And, when I look at historically speaking, when we talk about just break it down, math-wise and probability-wise, you get a correction every 1.3 or 1.4 years. So it's extremely common. What's less common than a correction is a bear market. Bear markets are once every 46 years. And even more rare than that is a recession, and that's like every 8 years or 7 to 8 years. So we just had a recession in 2020, which was COVID, but it really wasn't a real one. It was kind of an artificial recession. So nobody really knows how to kind of treat that. Is that really a recession or not? Nobody necessarily really knows. Did COVID change the book of economics or not? I don't know. But you had a bear market in 2020 and you had a bear market in 22. So that's 2 bear markets, okay, within the 3-year span of 2020, 2021, and 2022. So you had 2. So if you only get 1 every 4 to 6 years, well, we got 2 in the last 5. Okay. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. It's 5 years. Within those 5 years, we had 2 bear markets. Double the amount that you usually get, historically speaking. So the odds of a bear market again in 2025 are low, historically speaking. I'm not telling you that I don't believe that that's a possibility. It could very well be a possibility. What's going to determine that? Well, what happens with tariffs? I don't know what's going to happen with tariffs. Neither do you. Are we going to be talking about 25% tariffs on everyone in November of this year? If we still are talking about tariffs in November and December of this year, we are probably already in or heading into a recession. But if we fast forward to April and May and tariffs are no longer a topic of discussion and the Fed begins cutting rates again, then you're going to be talking about, I think, the market's recovering in the second half of the year from what I think is going to be a correction. I don't think this pullback is finished. I think there's a little bit more downside between March and April. And the reason for that is because April 2nd is a huge day. And the reason why April 2nd is a huge day is because Trump says we are going to place reciprocal tariffs on everybody April 2nd. What that means is whatever tariff a country has on U.S. goods, we are going to place an equal tariff on theirs. That's what's happening April 2nd. The reason why that's an incredibly big deal is because literally everybody has tariffs on us, and some of them are insanely high. For example, India has a 100% tariff on U.S. automobiles. South Korea has a 100% tariff on specific goods. Okay, Canada has higher tariffs on us than we have on them. Okay, a lot of countries, China has higher tariffs on us for specific things. There's a lot of countries, like right now we're talking about a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico for goods that are not compliant with the USMCA. And people are upset about 25%. You're going to get tariffs on April 2nd that are going to be as high as 100%. It depends on what the tariff that country has on us. So it's just literally going to be a blanket across the board match percent for percent tariff with that country. That's not just Canada and Mexico. That's the whole world. And it could be a lot more than 25%. So leading up until April 2nd, I think there's going to be a tremendous amount of volatility and a tremendous amount of uncertainty as you get news headlines from world leaders across the globe, as well as Trump and Lutnick and everybody else in the United States on what is going on with these trade talks with all of these different countries around the world. So you've had over the last couple of days situations where there was an update like today. Today was a perfect example. Today was a wild and crazy day, and the markets were moving around today, okay, on the back of news updates regarding tariffs. This is exactly what happened in 2018. Now, if you guys traded in 2018, like I did, I've been trading for over 18 years. That was the US-China trade war. And it was just back and forth. And an update from China and the markets go down. An update from the US, the markets go up, and back and forth and back and forth. This is even worse because of the time zone. Canada and Mexico are in the same time zones as the US. So there were times during the US-China trade war that when China would make a comment, it was nighttime for us. The markets were closed, and you would get this overnight futures move, and then you get this gap up or gap down the next day. Sure, there was a lot of updates that happened during the day as well. I'm not saying that there weren't. I'm just saying that sometimes you got gaps. Now, all these updates are happening 9 in the morning, 10, 11, 1, 2 in the afternoon. That's when all these updates you're getting them with Canada and Mexico. Today, the markets had this big gap down. We were down over 1%. And then all of a sudden, Lutnick comes on CNBC and says, actually, you know what? We're actually going to ease off, and we're not going to tariff. There's going to be relief on Canada and Mexico, and they're not going to tariff the goods that are compliant with the USMCA. And the markets like that. And the markets popped, and the markets rallied, and you got this nice move to the upside. And then we got that was right here. Right here, Lutnick made that comment, and the markets moved higher. But then, right here, Donald Trump tweeted that the delay on the goods that are part of the USMCA, it's not that they're not going to be tariffed at all. They're just not going to be tariffed up until April 2nd. Come April 2nd, every single tariff that every other country has on an American good or has on American goods will be placed on the exact same percentage on their goods. And then the markets were like, oh, so it's not that you're not going to tariff USMCA goods. It's just that it's delayed until April 2nd. The markets went back down. Right? The markets went back down. So you get these news headlines that come out in the middle of the day, and they can completely change and alter the direction and the sentiment of the day. Right? Right here, things looked great. We're like, wow, yeah, market's moving higher. Excellent. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, wait, shit, no, it's not. Market's not moving higher. And then we just traded sideways into the day, into the end of the day. So this is the type of volatility that you can expect, I think, for the next month. I think for the entire month of March, you're going to, and the closer you get to April 2nd, the more volatile I think this becomes. And I think it's very possible that we are going to see the markets down in here. I do. I think it's possible we're going to dip down into this area. And that's where then you're going to be in correction territory. And then I'm going to start to buy some stuff. Okay. So that's where we're at. And I think that it's going to be a wild ride. My personal thought is that we're not going to be talking about tariffs in the second half of this year, because tariffs are different than like monetary policy. Monetary policy takes time and is a very long decision and takes a long time to be felt in the economy, whether they raise rates, cut rates, whatever. Tariffs are very, very short term and are immediate and are very fluid. So the tariff will take effect and it will have an impact on price the day that it goes into effect. So the impact of the tariff is felt a lot quicker than like the Fed raising rates or the Fed cutting rates. It takes several months for that policy change, monetary policy change, and interest rates to filter through the economy. The tariffs, whether they go up or down, those price changes will be felt in actual price very, very quickly. But they can also be placed or removed at the drop of a dime. So we can, on April 2nd, tariffs could go on, and on April 10th, tariffs could come off. So that's why I don't think that if you fast forward till the end of this year, that we're still talking about tariffs. And again, if we are, we're probably heading into a recession. If you still have reciprocal tariffs by the end of this year, I think you'll see a global recession. First of all, 90% of the countries that have tariffs on us, their economies are not strong enough to handle a reciprocal tariff. There's a handful of countries that can probably handle reciprocal tariffs. So you would be looking at a global recession, not just something that happens in the United States. And I would say that the recession would be far more severe in a place like Canada. If we place reciprocal tariffs on Canada, Canada is not going to be able to withstand that as much as the United States will. So Canada's economy would suffer, in my opinion, far greater than the US's economy would suffer. And the same is true for most countries around the world. And it's because those countries have significantly higher tariffs. So if we, like India, if we put 100% tariff on India's automobiles, they're going to have a much harder time than that than the United States does. And that's just one example, right? So you would be looking at probably a global recession if we're still talking about tariffs in the second half of this year. I don't think that everybody wants that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone's going to just, cut off their nose to spite their face. I don't know. But I'm hoping, or I'm hopeful that you have a trade war, a tariff war, whatever you want to call it. And, everyone takes their punches. Everyone throws their punches. Everybody kind of gets hurt a little bit, but nobody really gets knocked out. And everyone says, you know what? Let's fix this. And then all of a sudden you come to some type of a different trade agreement and tariffs are released. And if that's the case, I think that the sell-off that happens is just a correction and it doesn't lead to anything more severe. If that's not the case, then I would say, recession probability in the second half is going to be significantly higher. The recession risk would be significantly higher. And those are my thoughts. We'll see what happens. I have no idea how this is going to play out. Neither does anybody else. And I will caution you by not letting your political views cause you to assume an outcome. Just because you hate Donald Trump doesn't mean you should think that he's going to screw this up. And just because you love Donald Trump doesn't mean that you should think he's going to nail this perfectly. You should look at it through a clear lens with no bias, look at it neutral, and try to make a determination what the market is going to do based on particular events and based on particular actions. That's how you need to look at it. Because if you let your political bias get in the way, it's oftentimes will lead you down the wrong road in the long run. We're very political neutral in True Trading Group. We don't talk about politics. You're muted if you express political opinions inside of chat. I don't talk about my political beliefs on this YouTube channel. I never will. You have my word and my promise on that. I try very hard to make sure that nobody knows my political beliefs. I try to talk very neutral whenever I talk about anything that is political. If I'm doing a good job, then nobody should really be able to say they know exactly who Michael voted for or how Michael votes if I do this correctly. And that's important to me, and it's important to us, right? I don't care about your political beliefs. Don't share it here. All we care about here is how to make money. Go to Facebook. If you want to talk about your political views, you want to talk about how much you love one party and hate another party, whatever it is. Okay. This is not the place for that. All right. So there's that. We just talk about, exactly. We just talk about how to make money. Okay. We just talk about how to make money. Yeah, no, Jay Zeb, I don't think that you just said, sorry, my bad, but I don't think your comment was political. You just said Europe playing chicken with the US is not a good idea. I don't necessarily think that's a political comment, but that is a true statement. Honestly, like 90+% of these countries cannot handle a tariff war with the United States. There's Europe as a whole probably could. China probably could. But other than that, I don't think any of them are really in a economic position that they're going to be able to withstand it. It's going to hurt everybody. It's going to send us into recession. It's going to send them into recession. Everybody's going to suffer. But there's some countries that are going to be able to put up a bigger fight than others. Some countries are going to cave quickly. Other countries will put up a little bit more of a fight. And we're just going to have to see how it plays out. This is why I'm saying leading up to April 2nd, you're going to get like updates from Canada, from Mexico, updates from Germany and France and South Korea and Great Britain and South Korea and Brazil and Argentina and Ecuador and Panama and the Philippines and Taiwan and Vietnam and Australia. You're going to get all these updates on tariffs. So, you better keep your head on a swivel and you better get ready for volatility, because I really don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere. So we'll see. Hold on, buckle up, hold on to your butts. With that being said, let's go on over. Let's talk about some Bitcoin, because there is some news. There is some news for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading to the downside right now. Okay, Bitcoin trading lower, and there's big red candle today after Bitcoin was trying to bounce back after the sell-off there at the end of February. But we are finding resistance here, guys. This is playing out absolutely perfectly. We talked about this on the live stream week or two ago. And we talked about the support level that there was in the low 90s. And once you broke underneath that, I said, be careful of resistance up there in the low 90s. And there's your resistance in the low 90s. I still do believe that Bitcoin trades lower and Bitcoin maybe gets down into retest these previous highs. And then that is where I'm going to be adding to my Bitcoin position there as well. I still do think that those prices are going to come into play. But there was some news that is causing this sell-off in Bitcoin right now as we speak. And that news is the following. Trump has signed an executive order to actually establish the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now, for those of you that were paying attention over the last week or so, one of the things that Trump wanted to do was the announcement or the executive order to create the crypto reserve. And he mentioned that it's going to be Bitcoin, it's going to be Ether, it's going to be Ripple, Cardano, and Solana. And those were the coins that were mentioned. So here's the thing, though. He signed the executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve, but, quote, the government will not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond those obtained through forfeiture proceedings. So people thought and assumed that the United States would be adding to the reserve through purchasing the crypto, meaning that they're going to be buying it. They're not. That is why Bitcoin's trading to the downside. This is a major update. This is a major update. Everybody thought, including myself, that if the United States created a Bitcoin reserve, that it's going to push Bitcoin higher. Why? Because if the United States starts to buy Bitcoin, that means you're going to be buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and it's not going to be traded. It's going to basically be sucked out of the float because the U.S. would buy it and just hold it, right? That's the whole point. So all that Bitcoin comes out of the market, comes out of the tradable supply, easier to move higher. If the US does that, you bet your butt all of our allies would do that. The UK would do it, Germany would do it, Canada would do it, France would do it. All these other countries would start to buy Bitcoin also. They would all also become long-term holders. So that's billions upon billions of dollars of Bitcoin that would have been bought and stashed away inside of a government reserve. That is not going to be the case. The US is creating this Bitcoin reserve, but they're not going to be purchasing Bitcoin. They're not buying Bitcoin. It is just crypto assets that are seized through forfeiture are going to be placed into the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And that's how the US is going to hold the crypto. And that's how they're going to acquire the crypto. That's very, very different. And that is a significantly smaller amount than what crypto enthusiasts were hopeful a Bitcoin reserve, strategic reserve, would do for the price of Bitcoin if the United States adopted that policy. So that is the update. And that is a real disappointment regarding that topic. And that is why that's the breaking news right now with crypto or with Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin and other crypto is heading to the downside right now as we're doing this live. You can see here's the reaction there, Bitcoin. Okay. So we were up there trading above 90,000 and then that news broke and then just dropped a few $1,000 just like that. Okay. So that is the update there, guys, regarding Bitcoin. And like I said, I am targeting this previous level of, this was the breakout point, right? It was the 70s. That's the breakout point. This is where I think Bitcoin is going to head to. It's going to be that support level, but Bitcoin's very volatile. The momentum might overshoot it. You might go to like 65 and then bounce, but I'm going to be a buyer of Bitcoin right there. Right there is where I will be a buyer of Bitcoin. I do believe we're going to get there. And I believe that it's going to be a risk-off environment, maybe in the month of March. It already has been a risk-off environment in the, second half of February. And I just think we might try to bounce here. Depending on the labor report tomorrow, you might try to bounce here a little bit. But I do eventually believe that this level does get taken out and we do continue lower as you get closer to April 2nd. And people get nervous about what's going to happen on April 2nd. So I think that you're going to see more selling pressure the closer that we get to April 2nd. And then we'll see if you actually get a rate cut. I think you might get your first rate cut. Tim, it's the 70s, brother. If you were talking about what I was saying about Bitcoin, it's the 70s. So I'm going to start like 70,000 to 75,000, Tim, is where I'm going to be. So it's basically, it's the previous breakout point. So there was your previous breakout point, right? So I'm looking for us to drop back into that. And that was like the low to mid 70s. So it's like 70 to 75K. So just the low 70,000s. Sorry about that. All right. So that's where I'm going to be. And like I said, the momentum might overshoot it, right? Bitcoin's very volatile. So you might overshoot it. Maybe you drop to here, right? And then bounce. So it's just that area, that zone is where I'm going to be a buyer. I'll probably buy it over the course of a couple of days. Okay. So yeah, so those are my thoughts, guys. I think as we get deeper into April, I think you're going to see, as you get deeper into March, I think you're going to see, people get pretty nervous about tariffs and growth scare. And by that point, you could be looking at the market bottoming in April as a possibility, where you can reach peak fear in April. If April 2nd, the reciprocal tariffs get placed, and then the first week of April, you get the March labor report and the unemployment rate jumps because of all the federal employees that just lost their job, that plus the tariffs is going to scare the crap out of the market. And that can cause a panic sell in April that is enough of a flush out and is enough of a panic that bottoms the market. And then, over the course of the next couple of weeks, there's updates with the tariffs. Tariffs come off of some countries. Well, some countries lowered their tariffs on us and we take their tariffs off on theirs. And those tariffs then come all the way back down. And then the Fed starts cutting rates maybe in June. And then Now all of a sudden the markets start to recover with tariffs coming off and the Fed beginning to cut rates. And that slowdown in the economy also helps bring inflation down, real inflation, not artificial inflation. Artificial inflation is tariffs. Tariffs can artificially increase the price of something, but take the tariff off and the price then comes back down. Real inflation is based on supply and demand. Tariffs are based on like a tax. So it's a very different type of inflation. So the real true inflation, which is based on supply and demand, which is what we've been going through post-COVID, with a slower economy and a slower world economy, that helps inflation come down. If the Russia-Ukraine war comes to an end over the course of the next couple of months, that could also help inflation come down. That could remove sanctions on Russian oil. Russian oil can flood the world market, increasing supply, bringing down cost. Gasoline goes from $3.15 a gallon to $2.50 a gallon. Oil brings prices of everything down. You can also open up the breadbasket of Ukraine, and now maybe that helps bring down the price of wheat and grain and bread and all these other food items, and that helps inflation come down. And the Fed then says, okay, the economy has slowed, the job market's weakening, inflation's come down, we're going to start cutting rates. And then they start cutting rates in the summer, and you just had this flush out and this panic scare in April, and then all of a sudden the markets then look at tariffs came off, inflation came down, Fed's cutting rates, markets go back to the upside, and you can have a nice recovery in the second half of the year, avoiding a recession. And by 26, 27, you can be looking at going back to new all-time highs. That's what I think is going to happen. If it doesn't play out that way, then I need to adjust my outlook, right? I have to adjust my thoughts, but that's how I think it's going to play out. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. Okay, we'll see if I'm right. But that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm going to do with my own money. Okay, so there you guys have that. I will let you guys know real quick. If you guys are not members of True Trading Group, real quick, we are doing a giveaway March 30th. I'm giving away an entire trading station, monitors and all, that is worth around $4,500. If you guys would like to register for the giveaway, it is totally free. You don't have to enter a credit card, nothing like that. It is totally free to register for the giveaway. This is for non-members only. If you are not a member of True Trading Group and you would like to register for the giveaway for a chance to win trading station worth $4,500, go to truetradinggroup.com/KISS. That is truetradinggroup.com/KISS. Okay, go there now to register for your chance to win the $4,500 trading station. It's truetradinggroup.com/KISS. It's totally free. No credit card required. Now, those of you that are not members, if you're signing up for the giveaway, I will also let you know that there is a way for you to supercharge your chances of winning. Instead of having one entry in the giveaway, you could have 5. Anyone that joins True Trading Group's annual membership this evening will get an additional 4 entries into that giveaway, which means your name is entered into the giveaway 5 times, significantly increasing the chances of you winning the giveaway. If you are interested in joining True Trading Group, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included in your membership. Why should you join True Trading Group? I'm glad you asked. It's not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's not because I have a 100% win rate. It's because True Trading Group members actually make money, period. That is the reason why you should join. If you don't believe me, watch this. Members of TTG that are on the live stream, do me a favor, type the number 1 in chat right now if you guys are making money and you are becoming better traders because of TTG. Just go ahead and type the number 1 inside chat right now. Members, type the number 1 if you guys are making money and if you are becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. The rest of you that are not members, you should just pay attention to the amount of people that type the number 1. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If they can do this, guys, then so can you. There's absolutely no reason why these people are able to make money and you cannot. They don't have more time than you. 82% of them have a full-time job. So if they can do this, then so can you. All you need to do is go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. You got a 52% discount on the membership price. It's going to cost you $1,047 for the entire year, and everything is included you see on that page. You're going to get a 22-course curriculum, which is a simplified version of the training I received working at the fund in New York. Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, TradingView's premium charting software, the Trade Idea scanner streams on our platform for you to use, unusual options activity, dark pool data, options flow, short data, congressional trading data. It is all included in your membership when you guys join TTG. Again, all you got to do is go to ttgoffer.com. Now, I do also offer and include a double your money back guarantee, which I do not think you need, but it's there to give you peace of mind. The way it works is you join True Trading Group, you pay $1,047. Go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend one study group. Take your time. You have the whole year to do so. You don't have to do this all in 30 days. You have the whole year. If you cannot make enough winning trades with us to equal the $1,047 membership fee at least one time, we will give you back not just $1,047. We're going to give you back double. $2,094 is what we will give you back. I can do that because our refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. So I have no problem putting my money where my mouth is and proving to you how much that we believe in the platform it is that we've created and its ability to help you reach your goals. If you have any questions at all about True Trading Group or anything, you're having a hard time signing up, send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen. You guys can text that number now with any questions you have. You have a question about the giveaway, you have a question about the membership, question about the double your money back guarantee. Just go ahead and text that number now. We'll answer any questions that you guys do have. Again, that's ttgoffer.com to sign up for a membership, and you will get 4 additional entries into the giveaway. March 30th, I'm doing a giveaway for a $4,500 trading station, full trading station, complete setup. It is happening on March 30th. Okay. Sign up by going to truetradinggroup.com/KISS to register for the giveaway. It is free. No credit card is required. And then if you would like to join TTG, you'll get an additional 4 entries into the giveaway, which means your name is in the giveaway 5 times. To join True Trading Group, go to ttgoffer.com. Simple as that. Now, I don't think you need the double your money back guarantee, but it's there for peace of mind. There to hold us accountable. Okay? Simple as that. It's right there on the checkout page. Go read it. It's in black and white. There's a double your money back guarantee. Again, that is ttgoffer.com. All right. So that's it, folks. There you have it. There's kind of the update. Well, let's talk, you know what? Before I go, let's talk about the labor report. Let me tell you what I think happens tomorrow. I don't think that tomorrow is going to be a quiet day at all. I think tomorrow is going to be a pretty crazy day. Tomorrow, I think the market is going to either be like in the low to mid 580s or the high to mid 560s. I don't think there's really going to be anything in between. I think tomorrow you're either going to see a candle that looks something like this. I think you get a candle that either looks like this. Right? It's either going to look like that, or I think it's going to look like this. I really don't think there's going to be an in-between. I think that we are in a very fragile place right now. This is the election gap up. So we have erased the election gains. So that's all we've done. The markets have gone right back to where they were before the election. Literally election night, we're at the exact same spot as we were election night. But it's also the 200-day moving average, this yellow line. And that is a big level of support from a macro view on the overall market. You can see over the last 3 days how we're tailing down here. You see how we're trying to hold. People are buying the 200-day moving average. Okay, for the last 3 days, we've been buying the 200-day moving average. A labor report tomorrow that is stronger than expected, I think causes buyers to really feel confident and start to buy and push this back up into the low 580s. A labor report tomorrow that is weaker than expected really accelerates that growth scare and the recession fear. And I think buyers step aside, that 200-day moving average breaks, and you drop into 565. I think it is possible that the report tomorrow could be stronger than expected, just because I don't think the federal employees that are losing their jobs, I don't think they're going to factor into the report this quickly. I think that might show up next month. So I think it's possible that this report could be stronger than people maybe expected, but I'm not really sure. I don't try to predict data points. I think it's a fool's game to try to, because all you're doing is guessing. I'd much rather let the data point come out, see what it is, and then determine if I think the market's going to go up or down based on that. That's how I like to play it. That's what works for me. That's how I make money, rather than just guessing what something's going to be. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. The number comes out at 8:30. We'll be live inside of chat with our members, as we always are, to go through the analysis and see what happens. And I'll let you guys know. It's either going to be a day where I'm going to short everything, or it's going to be a day I'm going to go long everything. I don't think there's really going to be any in-betweens. I think we're going to have a volatile day. I think I would be surprised if it was like a 0.3 or 0.5% day. I think we're going to be up more than 1% or down more than 1%. Depending on what this labor number comes in at. So let's keep our heads on a swivel. It's been a huge week inside True Trading. We've had some monster trades, volatility's through the roof, several triple-digit gains. Let's finish the week strong, right? It's been a great week. We caught a nice short squeeze today on TNXP. That was a big one. Let's finish the week strong, right? Let's finish the week strong, right? It's been a fantastic week inside of True Trading Group. Thank you for tuning in today, folks. Appreciate it. Smash that like button, show some love, subscribe to the channel. Again, if you want to register for the giveaway, go to truetradinggroup.com/KISS. If you want to increase your chances of winning that giveaway, again, the prize is a $4,500 trading station. If you want to increase your chances, go to ttgoffer.com. You can join our annual membership. You get a double your money back guarantee. Everything on that page is included. There's no upsell for any of it. And if you do join the membership, you will get an additional 4 entries into the giveaway to supercharge your chances of winning that prize. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, show some love. I'll see you guys all.